Good morning and welcome, Patriot Radio News Hour. Joe Jaquin here on this Thursday. I hope it finds you well out there. Got a great show lined up for you. We're going to be, talking again about the bond markets, what is going on. Big news again out of Japan as the long end, and this is the problem. The long end of the yield curve when it comes to fiat money continuing to not cooperate. Have we seen the last of the yen carry trade? Probably. Have we seen the end of the Japanese yen? No, not yet. But listen, all fiat currency is going to come to an end. We're getting ready. It's as we know, we're going to be digital. And I hope you all know how to play in that space. A couple of quick announcements. First of all, we're going to get my buddy JR is going to join us today from Another Money Show, right? He's a great financial planner, and he's going to share with us. We're going to be talking about this today. Before we get into that, very, very quickly, the meetings for KXXT in Phoenix all booked up again next week. Monday and Chandler booked. The meetings here in Phoenix at the office booked. Get on the list. Call the 800 number. Get yourself on the list. We have, not next week, the week after. That week will be the last meetings this year, because then it's Christmas, New Year's, and then we won't start these meetings again until after New Year's. Remember, get yourself on the list, and we'll call, get things scheduled out in advance. But next week, just to let you know, next week's already booked up. Remember, all of you people that have yet to sign up for KXXT, we got a great promotion going on right now. If you buy 3 seats, each seat $995, you're going to get a free seat. So if you want to get free lifelong money, a seat is like a tenth of a coin when the mine is full. You sit there and you start thinking about, even at like $50, if KXXT only gets the $50, that free seat would be worth $5 a day. $5 a day. You buy 3, you're going to get a seat free. You have until the 19th to get that done at 800-951-0592. We got some mixed bag data out today. Jobless claims, 219,000. 191. I had it right the first time. 191,000. A very, very low number when it comes to jobless claims. Remember yesterday, ADP, that's the private sector survey. Of course, jobless claims, that's the government survey. Said we lost 32,000 jobs in the previous month. Then on top of that today, Challenger, Gray, and Christmas, they track layoff announcements. They said layoff announcements are the worst going back to COVID 2020. Remember, and of course then, everybody had to lay off everybody. But if you take out 2020, because that was, weird, it's the worst going back to the financial crisis as far as planned layoffs. So a very mixed bag today, right? Jobless claims saying, hey, the jobs market's okay. And really, I think the theme kind of is, really not a lot of growth. Challenger, Gray, obviously there's a lot of firing, but it feels like a lot of the firing is being offset by part-time hiring for right now. But that has the market's kind of settled in that another round of rate cuts is coming next week. So remember, we're not going to get a government jobs number tomorrow. We're not going to get inflation data before the Fed meets next week. So the bond yields are higher today. Again, we had chaos in the Japanese long end. Matter of fact, the Japanese 30-year note, I want to say, is like the highest on record. Let's just say it's the highest this millennial by far. It was approaching 4% as something very interesting that we really haven't seen before, where the U.S. is going to be cutting rates, weakening the dollar, and Japan forced to strengthen their currency, which blows up the entire yen carry trade. Because what's the yen carry trade? Buy really cheap yen and then go and get other assets with it, namely dollar assets, and you make money on the arbitrage. Now all of a sudden, that is going to go away. It is creating a lot of confusion in the marketplace. But I just got word that JR is with us. JR, welcome. And again, thank you for taking time out of your schedule. But when we get back, JR, I want your thoughts about what's been going on in the bond market, especially the long end of the yield curve, that 20 and 30-year notes globally. And then, are we going to see an end to the yen carry trade? That's all coming up next. Stay with us. 800-951-0592. Joe here. JR is going to be with us here really quick. Before we get to JR, let's take a quick look at the market. Pretty quiet today. The Dow's down 7, the Nasdaq's down 6, the S&P's down 40, the 10-year note. Listen, this isn't even the one now that we're worried about, but still, the 10-year note 4.1. We should be under 4%, especially with everybody and their mother saying another rate cut is coming next week. The Japanese 10-year 194, they're very, this 2%, forget about the 10-year. That Japanese 30-year absolutely skyrocketed, almost like they're calling it like a widowmaker event. We'll see. Right now, gold's up 10, 42.15. Silver, a little pullback. We'll see if it lasts. Right now, silver's at $57. So you got an opportunity while it lasts. It may last a day. Heck, it may last an hour to pick up silver a little bit cheaper here. We'll see. All as we're seeing in silver, we're just going to get a new higher low. It looks like maybe 57. We'll see what happens. We'll watch it. But JR, again, thank you for being here today. Obviously, we're going to focus on the bond market, particularly the long end of the yield curve, as something, I've been doing this, for almost 23 years for me personally. I don't recall a time when the United States was in weakening mode, i.e. rate cutting mode, and the Japanese being forced to go the other way. Essentially, looks like we're going to be putting an end to the yen carry trade and bury that thing. But this is how a lot of money, a lot of leverage would get used with this trade, buying cheap Japanese yen and taking advantage of the arbitrage in pricing. This isn't going to happen after starting now. We saw a little bit of that earlier, part of Bitcoin. When Bitcoin fell, a lot of that was the yen carry trade. And now everyone's saying we're going to lower rates next week, and then the week after, JR, they think the Japanese are going to be forced to raise rates.
First of all, thanks for having me, Joe. I appreciate it. I hope Jason gets better soon. a couple of things to unpack here. Before I even get into the bonds, there's something that's really been bothering me. We're actually going to talk about our show this week. So when you talk about ADP numbers, government numbers, who do you trust more? I mean, the government shutdown, when they didn't release any numbers, I think you pointed this out. Good. Because, you're going to revise them. You're going to give us baloney numbers and then revise them until they're totally different. So I did read on CBS News yesterday, the 3rd, the labor market weakness was led by cuts in the professional and business services industry, where employers eliminated 26,000 jobs. The leisure and hospitality sector gained 13,000 jobs as establishments gear up for the busy holidays. Think about what I just said. I mean, obviously we know how high bankruptcies are, both personal and corporate. When you're getting rid of good jobs and you're bringing in temporary jobs and low-paying jobs, that's a problem. So the whole picture combined, everybody's saying we're not in a recession. Baloney. Negative quarters. Talk to Main Street America and see how they're feeling. So I just had to get that off my chest. Now you want to talk about bonds?
You know what, but JR, it's such a great point, right? Because we're stuck in this really unique situation where the stimulus is here, right? Our government, we're lowering rates, no more quantitative tightening. Matter of fact, Goldman Sachs yesterday said quantitative easing's going to start next month. The fact that the Treasury also announced, hey, we're going to increase auction sizes in 2026 as more debt comes along. And, of course, we're watching these different debt markets almost. It's Japan, then it's Europe, then it's China, then it's the United States, right? And it's one hit after another. But all countries, especially on the long end, the bond market is saying, guys, you're not making it 20 years. You're not making it 30 years. We don't want to buy this paper. And if we're going to buy it, you're going to have to pay us a whole hell of a lot in order to do so.
Right, and you've been shouting over that for a while. I learned from you about bond auction tales. I've learned a lot from you. And this is the most worried I've been. Been a financial advisor for going on 3 decades, and I've never seen anything like this. When you bring up Japan, what the heck does Japan have to do with me? I'm the United States. Well, I'll give you the big picture. The next correction, the next crash in the stock market, in the bond market, it's going to be global. So everything, you brought up China, Europe, it's all going to affect all of us. So you better watch it. Let's go to AI for a second. I just pulled up the old cell phone. Search Assist on my cell phone says the bond market is currently facing challenges such as rising interest rates, which can lead to falling bond prices, and concerns over increasing government debt levels. You think? Ours has got $38 trillion in debt. That's problematic. They're going to turn on the old quantitative tightening printers again, the machines. Additionally, inflation expectations and credit downgrades can further complicate the investment landscape for bonds. Okay. One thing, working in Sun City for so long, when I deal with people that are retired, it used to be you go less stocks, more bonds. For the first time in my career, and this is going on years now, several years, you know what I don't like, Joe? Stocks, bonds, and banks. What on earth is a financial advisor supposed to tell people? What are they supposed to tout? Luckily, I met you. Luckily, I can tell people. And I'm a very old school. I'm into diversification and moderation. I don't have the pressure and quotas that the big wirehouses have to sell people stuff. So I believe in gold and silver. I'm on board with Texit. That's part of my diversification. So I have no use for stocks and bonds right now. But yes, the government is in a precarious position. They've got their finger over the reset button. We are going to have a central bank digital currency eventually, in my opinion. Boy, I'm on one today, huh, Joe?
Man, you said something that I said yesterday. I'm worried, really worried. This is something where a lot of people, it's being covered up, right? The AI spending, Wall Street. Wall Street down 47,000. It's pretty damn good. But understand why it's 47,000. Because they are going to continue to devalue your labor. And it helps a very small group. I loved your comment. Hey, listen, bonds as you got older was meant to be, hey, it's safe, right? You don't want to risk your assets because it is very difficult. Go back to 08, 09, 2010, 2011, where a lot of retirees lost half or more of their value of their retirement accounts. It's almost
Don't you think they're getting ready to do that again?
Yes,
Don't,
yes.
I mean, we're sitting right there.
I know it, right? That's what the bond market is telling the world.
Yes.
Hey, guys, enough here. And why is Japan? Why did it get so bad? Well, they elected a new prime minister over there. She, their first woman ever. And guess what? Here's a shock. Here's their plan: spend more money. That's their plan. Wait, what's our plan? Oh, wait, spend more money. What's Europe's plan? Spend more money. What's China's plan? Spend more money. But the problem is we've got a debt problem.
There's no money. There's no money. Where there's no money in the banks. There's no money in the government. And Joe, I got a question for you.
Sure.
So when you talk about Japan, they've had trouble for 30, 40 years. I mean, we all know what's going on over there. The stock market is at 50,000, their stock market. We have trouble here. Our stock market at 47,000 when you bring up the Dow Jones Industrial Average. How many people that listen to us, to you, to my show, how many people know that the Dow Jones is only 30 companies? That's fairly easy to manipulate. So there's so much under the surface. And, by the way, you think the job losses are bad now? Wait till AI fully kicks in. Wait till they start replacing us with robots, Elon Musk. I'm talking to you.
It's something where, and it's the low-end jobs that go, right? That's the first cut, right? The biggest bang for the buck. Well, you got if we can get rid of 10 middle managers. Okay, that's a little bit of money, but if we can get rid of 10,000 people making $20 an hour, there's a win. I just saw too. Have you seen? I don't know if you saw this, JR. Did you see the latest? Right now, the government is talking about the net. Of course, we're still at $7.25 federally for minimum wage. They're talking about $25 now for minimum wage. And then Donald Trump was saying, hey, we may go to Australia's plan when it comes to retirement, because essentially he already knows none of you are going to have enough money. You know what Australia does? They charge the people that hire people. You know what they have to pay for every employee? 12.5% for every single employee, and that's just for the retirement. Could you imagine having to pay, right now they got, an employer's got to pay 6.2 for Social Security. Could you imagine another 12%? And JR just started talking about AI. I mean, these companies, they would fire so many more people. The math just doesn't work here, and this is kind of the problem. We're going to keep spending the money. There's not enough people, countries, sovereign wealth funds, businesses, hedge funds, they're individuals. Look at what JR is telling you. Hey, listen, older people, you can't make it by having half of your portfolio in bonds or 40% of your portfolio in bonds anymore. You have to have riskier assets like the stock market to have any chance at all. But JR, the whole world wants to borrow at the same time. No one wants to lend these countries any more money.
Right. Right, and how does that end? I mean, yesterday, I heard your show yesterday. Do you know I actually try to set my appointments around your show? Anthony takes the morning shift, and I do more of the afternoon just so I can hear you. Break it down to this country. Break it down to what's going to affect people right here on any given Friday after 5 o'clock Arizona time. The repo market versus the reverse repo market. There's no money anywhere. So I mean, I don't know. And when you say people are forced, the old 60-40 split, how did that go for you in 2008, October of 07 through March 9th of 09? A lot of people lost a lot of money. So where are we heading soon? Hyperinflation? Stagflation? I don't know. There's nowhere to hide.
Stagflation. I would rather have hyperinflation. I mean, that sounds idiotic, but I think it's stagflation, which is the economy's, are we in a recession? Are we not in a recession? And yet everything continues to cost more. We'll be back after the break. 800-951-0592. Joe and JR here on this Thursday. Gold now 22.20, up 15. The big special, and it's another great opportunity here. This time, $10 Indians. And believe it or not, the $10 Indian has been carrying the biggest premium over the Liberty. Usually it's the $5 Indian that has the biggest premium, but all year it's been the $10 Indian. But I got 50 of these, and again, the dumb stupid price just worked out this way: $2,225. $2,225. That is $50 less than a $10 Liberty. And on top of that, that is $130 below regular retail. It is a incredible opportunity to buy some gold today at 800-951-0592. And if you want to take advantage of some silver, we're out of the Canadians. We've run the course there, but we do have utility silver. Pre-65, 1964 and older, dimes, quarters, and half dollars. They're a little cheaper today. Rolls of dimes, $200. Rolls of quarters, $400. Rolls of half dollars, $405. And again, this puts all three of them well below spot. The dimes and the quarters, you're looking at $56. Spots, $57. If you want the half dollars, which I'll say that's probably where I would go, that's $56.64 an ounce on silver. So all week this week, we've had silver items actually below melt. Take advantage of that. Obviously, the $10 Indian, the buy of the day at $2,225 at 800-951-0592. But, JR, this is part of what I keep telling people. Obviously, gold, silver, right? You can use that to protect what you have in the bank, having large quantities of dollars in the bank. I know it feels good, but you got to remember, where are we? What is the banking industry telling you about savings in your bank account? Right now, they're telling you.
That's my favorite subject.
Right. What are they telling you? That's not worth anything. Matter of fact, we're going to cut. We want to pay you even less interest than the crappy interest they're already paying, even though they know that inflation is higher than the interest they're giving you, and they're hoping, right? Most of them, they'll be dumb enough and they'll leave it in there, JR.
Yep. And you know what? The government counts on everybody just not knowing. If our head's in the sand and we don't know, we're safe. I sound alarms every day. Just yesterday, I had a couple in the office. They had no idea. People with a good amount of wealth, and a ton of it in the bank, so it's completely liquid. So I started explaining to them 2010 Dodd-Frank regulations. They remember Barney Frank. They remember his distinctive voice. And then I get into fractional reserve currency. Even 10% reserves is a joke, but it's been at zero since 2016, meaning every dollar we put into a bank, the bank can use for derivatives, mortgage-backed securities, whatever they want. So the government is lowering the regulations on the banks right now. So this actually is getting scarier. And then I get into the granddaddy. I always kind of walk people through going on the FDIC's own website. If you go to FDIC.gov, there's only about 3 steps. You go in the search bar. You look up statistics at a glance. Then you go into the little chart and you look up Depositor Insurance Fund. When they tell you as long as you keep under $250,000 per account, we got you covered. We've got insurance for you. It's currently at one. I don't mean to laugh. I mean, it's not funny. The people that are going to lose their life savings, it's not funny. So I'm always trying to be proactive, not reactive. The amount currently, 1.36%. Every $100 you have in the bank, if we have a modern day run in the bank, which believe me, we have, it hasn't made it to the surface yet. It hasn't grown enough legs for you to know about it yet. So basically, for every $100 you have in the bank, you're going to get $1.36 if you're lucky. If we don't have a bank holiday, they shut the doors. They tell you, don't worry, your money's safe. Well, then can I have it? No. Look at Yemen. Look at Greece. Look at Venezuela. Speaking of Venezuela, you want to go into geopolitics today? Okay, add a new one. Forget about Ukraine and Russia and, Palestine, Israel. Forget about Venezuela and bombing boats. Well, apparently we're going into Somalia. There's 100. Well, I don't want to go too deep with that. I know it's not my show. But, add another World War III component over in Somalia now, starting in Minnesota. And now we find out we're actually at war with them. Boots on the ground in Somalia.
Yeah, it's... And this happened a lot when you're talking about financial meltdowns. I mean, really, you go back to 07, right? We're still talking Iraq and Afghanistan. Now, fast forward here, we've got Russia, Ukraine. Now, seemingly now Venezuela is a problem. Now Somalia is a problem, right? The problems will continue to mount as the pressure on these debt markets. I just checked the U.S. debt clock. We're $500 billion away from $39 trillion. And again, I told you, listen, by the end of the year, the only question was how close to $39 trillion were we going to be? We're going to be right on it, right? We're going to be right, 38.8, 38.9, maybe $39 trillion is going to be the actual number here. And the big thing, what do they intend to do about it? Add more. Make it less valuable. Let's keep printing. I've been warning you about Trump's pick to be the next the next head of the Fed. And it's so funny because I saw an article the other day where they actually asked the bond market, the big players in the bond market, what they thought. I'm going to share that with you when we get back. 800-951-0592, the big sale of the day, $10 Indians. $2,225. That's like $130-something bucks off. $50 less than a $10 Liberty. You think about, you got gold, $4,220. I mean, you're talking about historically a higher premium coin that you're going to be able to get for a little over $200 over spot, which is, especially with spot at $4,200, $200 is nothing. Right? That's nothing. It's not even 5%. Take advantage of it. 800-951-0592. And, JR's telling you this is the most worried he's been in 30 years. I just told you the last couple of days, this is the most worried I've ever been. By far. The financial crisis, the numbers were so much smaller. They were tiny compared to what we're staring at today. And the solution, Kevin Hassett, that's the solution? And I shared with you, this guy's a clown. No offense, he's a clown. Don't take my word for it. The Treasury actually went to their primary dealers and said, hey, we're going to go with Kevin Hassett. What do you think? You know what they said? Now, they were nicer than I was. But unanimously, that's a bad idea. Why? Well, he's going to do what Trump says. Well, yeah, exactly. Right? I'm sure Scott Bassett was like, yes, he's going to do what Trump says. Yeah, that's going to be terrible. Jeff Gundlach, the bond king, Ray Dalio, they asked everybody. They all said the same thing. He's going to make it even worse. Why? Because we're entering into a situation where the only two choices are now going to be stagflation or hyperinflation. And JR, in either scenario, the vast majority. So think about, I always love this example. Let's just say, and I don't care what level of life you are. For those of you that aren't very good budgeting your money, you're already in trouble. Right? And I'm telling you, hey, get ready. 2026, they're going to throw more logs on the fire. Right? So if you're already relying on credit cards at the end of every month, look out. But for those, hey, I was able to save 10% of my money. Now you're in trouble. You're already in trouble now. Because why? Well, the insurance is more, the car insurance is more, the home insurance is more, the groceries are more, right? It's more. The power bill is more. But I'm talking about, how about you guys that were, hey, I'm saving 25% of my money, which is very few people in this country. JR, even these guys now are in trouble, right? They're in jeopardy here. And Kevin Hassett, I think, really just is going to put the final nails in the coffin. And we are just going to see, I think, the end of fiat money as we know it. At least, it's already started. But this is kind of like throwing gasoline on the fire, in my opinion.
Right. I keep saying they have the finger over the button. I listened to Jason. Jason's got the right idea. Is it COVID-2? Is it World War? When I bring up geopolitical pressures, there'll be a built-in excuse, and then bam, the button gets pushed. You said something before the break that I shout at to people all the time to be familiar with. The debt. When you say the word 38 trillion, halfway to 39 trillion, a couple of things. One, with the shutdown, is all that spending that occurred, we were shut down, yet we gave money to Argentina. Is all that money on the books yet? Is that reflected yet? Or are we going to have a little spike up when they release those numbers? But people can see this for themselves. You don't have to take Joe and Jason's word. You don't have to take JR and Anthony's word. Go to usdebtclock.org and poke around. Look at the fact that our debt to GDP ratio is 121.6%. Look at the 38.49, whatever it is, trillion of debt. This should scare you. And what is the answer? We're going to distract you. We're going to put a 50-year mortgage in front of your face. Make sure you know you'll be all right. If you're only saving 20% of your income, you'll be all right. We're going to change you from a 30-year to a 50-year mortgage. The price of orange juice is coming down. Relax, kids. So I don't know, Joe. And you know what I think the answer is? I'm an old school prepper. And hear me out. The word prepper comes from the word prepared. It shouldn't have such a bad stigma. And by prepper, all I mean is I have common sense. I think what people should do, if they have the means, pay down debt right now. Don't keep that 0% whatever you have. Pay it down. Do your grandchild gifting right now. Start conveying some money so they can pay down their debt. Buy Texit for Pete's sake so you have another income source coming up. Make sure you get to Joe. Buy your 1 ounce of gold for every year you've been alive. Well, it's expensive. It's $4,000. Yeah, when it's $10,000. Is it going to look expensive at $4,000? You know, silver is still way undervalued. I don't know. And I also believe in lead. I mean, I also think people should have food, water, guns, ammo. I know I'm taking you more extreme. Your show is more grounded than mine. But I am worried. This is the most worried I've been.
800-951-0592. Final segment coming up. And remember, if you want to get into Texit right now, if you haven't gotten in, if you're not a miner yet, I got a great special running. Buy 3, get 1 free. Just give us a call here, 800-951-0592. Final segment coming up. 800-951-0592. $10 gold Indians. Huge sale today, $2,225 at 800-951-0592. And then, of course, Texit for Chris. This opportunity for Texit goes till the 19th. Any new miner, you guys, they're doing a gift card for $2,985, $2,985. Instead of giving you 3 seats, you can get 4 seats. Call us. We'll give you the details. Existing miners, if you want details, call us. We'll give them to you at 800-951-0592. And, JR, it's always great to have you come fill in when we need some help and share your wisdom with everybody. Tell people how to get a hold of you. First, you've got a show on our sister station here in Arizona. Tell us about that show, when it is, when people can tune into your show. And then if people want some financial advice, how do they get a hold of you?
So I am everywhere. Our show is, we're on 960 The Patriot. We're every Saturday morning at 5 and then again at noon. So for you crazy people that get up early, we're at 5. So, and we have podcasts, Spotify, Amazon, Google, anywhere you have podcasts. It's called Another Money Show. We have a YouTube channel. That thing's growing. We just went over 400,000 views on our little videos and shorts and that sort of thing. So we've been on for March will be 4 years. So we've been on over 3.5 years. One of the things we're proud about, we have never duplicated an episode. Christmas week, New Year's, doesn't matter. We do a new show every week. I'm going to record today. We record on Thursdays. It airs on Saturdays. Comes out on Friday as a podcast. If you want a financial advisor that thinks outside of the box and isn't going to lie to you, give us a call at 623-523-0444. We are a fully independent, veteran-owned family practice, 4th generation. One of my 3 boys joined me 7 years ago. So in a world of big wirehouses, we are a different animal. No pressure, no quotas. We check all the right boxes. So again, 623-523-0444. Or you can email us. Our radio show email is team@anothermoneyshow.com.
There you go. Team@anothermoneyshow.com. And, of course, the show Saturdays on The Patriot, 960 The Patriot at 5 a.m. That's kind of like when I'm up. For those of you that like to sleep in, it replays again at noon. And you know what? You can talk to JR about Texit too. Don't take my word for it. He can help you with that as well. But again, JR, thank you for pinch hitting for us. I know Jason appreciates it, giving his voice a little bit of a rest. We're coming right back. We got Bill Roberts on the Half Empty Cup. Jason, I think, will be joining us then. But JR, if I don't talk to you before then, please have a great Christmas. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year as well.
Thank you, sir. You too. I appreciate everything, Joe. Take care.
You bet. Yeah, we'll talk again soon. Great guy. Truly, when you talk about character, moral character, there's not a lot of guys better than JR, so it's always great having him. That wraps it up for us on this Thursday edition. You know what's great about Thursday? Tomorrow's Friday. That's the best thing.